What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? Um, how y'all doing? I hope you're having a good day. And for this Saturday right here, I will be talking about Bubble Fett. I will be talking about what I think of the Peacemaker series so far, and what I think about the Marvel and other TV shows. I think and think about the Matrix future. I think, in my opinion, what it should be. It's just what I would do for the next Matrix movie and everything else like that. What I would do. Because like for me, right, I got a few ideas what I would do for the Matrix movie. Do for Matrix, Transformers Future, everything like that. What I think it could be, I think in my opinion, because in my opinion, everybody's opinion is different. We want for Marvel, DC, but the thing about it, you got Transformers, G.I. Joe, everything like that. Thing about it, the G.I. Joe movie Snake Eyes, I actually like that movie. That movie to me was actually a good movie. Some people might not like it, but I like the movie. It was a good first movie to start from franchise, I think, in my opinion. But the thing about it, if they make it a second or third movie with Snake Eyes, they do need to put on my opinion, how his fighting style evolved, everything like that. Because like I know that Smith is one of the best fighters on G.I. Joe. And he do need to evolve his fighting style, in my opinion. But some people think he might not need to. But I think, in my opinion, just for the second or third movie, they can have like a good choreography. I think, in my opinion, would be good. Good choreography. You need that in fight movies. Make sure the story is just as it's better than the first one, in my opinion. Because the first movie was good, but they had some problems to it. But I did like it, in my opinion. I did like it. And some people, I think, in my opinion, just hate on the movie. I think just to hate it, which I don't like people that hate on the movie just to hate the movie without explanation. Some people explanation is good because this is Snake Eyes is white, but the thing about me is like they shouldn't catch we got a Chinese person now. He played the part good, everything like that. In my opinion, he did. But the thing about it, you look at Ninja Clan most of the time. And he wouldn't have been. How can I say this? He's an outsider. I know that, but there with the comics, he's white. But the thing about it, if they want to change it to Asian, if they want to do it based on somebody who wants to do it, if they couldn't find nobody that wanted to do Snake Eyes, I think, in my opinion, then it's, uh, then it's just, I think, in my opinion, if you can't find nobody to do it, then you have to cast somebody. They cast somebody else to do it. And whether we like it or not, that was a good start point. I think, in my opinion, the Snake Eyes movie. The first Snake Eyes movie was not a bad movie, in my opinion. It wasn't. Some people just might say it's a bad movie, but then, in my opinion, I don't think the Snake Eyes was a bad movie, in my opinion. But if y'all got different opinions about the Snake Eyes movie, if y'all think it was bad, the reason why you think you didn't like it was the story, was the choreography, was the choreography and stuff like that. Because that we all know, like deal with Snake Eyes and everything like that. Snake Eyes is actually a mysterious character. I think, in my opinion, but everybody don't like the Snake Eyes character though. And plus, in my opinion, right, if you don't like the Snake Eyes character in the movie, then that's cool. You like the comic book character Snake Eyes, then that's cool as well. But then, in my opinion, right, it's also just don't hate the movie because the man was Chinese in the movie. Just hate the movie because you don't think the story was good. You don't think the story. You don't think that choreography good and stuff like that. I understand if you hate it for that. But the thing about my opinion, the thing my thing about don't. Some people just hate the movie because they say that the character is not the right color. But I understand that to a point. But But then my opinion is like that some people don't give stuff a chance though, and that's the thing. They don't give people a chance that got the role, a chance to play it. Sound like Nicholas Fury, Samuel Jackson played Nicholas Fury. Guess what? The first Fury was black. No. The first Fury was white. That's what they changed in the comics to black. Samuel Jackson got the part. Samuel Jackson got the part. Of my opinion, I was good with that. And plus, he was a good actor. He was qualified for it. If he would have got the how can I say my opinion? If he would have got, in my opinion, the how can I say this? If he would have got how could I say this without being mean? If he would have got the part of Nick Fury and he would have did a bad job with it, then just I would have said he was a bad Nick Fury. Um uh uh I think in my opinion. Cause I think in my opinion, like everybody different in their own way. But the thing in my opinion, it's like how can I say this? I think my opinion is that I think Marvel movies, I think in my opinion, just got good how can I say this? How can I say this? It got good things I think going on within the movies and everything like that. There were movies, shows, and everything in between. I think in my opinion could be good, bad, everything in between. Which I think. Which I think in my opinion, right? There were movies, shows, and everything else like I think I like. There were movies, shows, and stuff like that. That's my opinion. Because think about it, some people might like the shows, the Marvel movies, but some of the Marvel movies I like, some I don't. And for the things I don't like is some of the fans, and some of the fans, I think in my opinion, overblow the MCU because they call the MCU, how can I say this, a masterpiece. And MCU is not a masterpiece. The MCU is good. On the MCU is good, everything like that. And for the MCU, got some good movies, good shows, good characters, and good development of some characters. I think, and and some characters get more development than others, and that's just my opinion about it. But y'all can agree, not agree, but it's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. And they what y'all think or don't think about it. But think about it for me. The thing about for me, right? Well, I think the movies could go, not go, everything else like that. Something like for me, everything like that, which I learned that everybody is different. Which I think, in my opinion, right? Um, which I think, in my opinion, that everybody's different. There were movies, the shows I like to read Marvel. Some like the character, some like the character that I would like to see in Marvel get some respect. I think, in my opinion, that need respect. I think in the Marvel universe that everybody might not agree with me, but this character right here, Skyclops, Skyclops to me got some. We need some respect for Skyclops. Agree or not, but that is my opinion of it. If you look at my opinion and stuff like that, deal with Marvel, DC, and everything else like that. If you deal with if something like the Marvel stuff that I like to see is some like for me, right, which I like in my opinion to be good or bad, but the thing about for me, right, which I do like, which I do like of my opinion. Yeah, I might not agree or agree everything like that, but the thing that I like to see is like, how can I say this? How can I say this without being mean? It's like I would like to see. I would like to see, in my opinion, how can I say this? I would like to see, in my opinion, I would like to see, in my opinion, it sounds like Star Wars. It sounds like Skycrops, right? In the movie, show his leadership role because, right, when you look at the anime stuff, everything like that, the '90s anime cartoon, Skycrops was a beast. Skycrops was a beast, man, in the movies. And sounds like people might not agree with it. Some something like for me, in my opinion, right now, it's like the DC Marvel stuff that which I do agree. Like with DC might need to, like in my opinion, um, some that like for me, in my opinion, some something like for me, in my opinion, yeah, it's something like for me, in my opinion, right? Uh, um, like for me, in my opinion, stuff like that, like if they can get like me, in my opinion, like I'm dealing with the Marvel universe, if they can show like the X Men's characters, I think getting teased correctly. I think, in my opinion, just tease them in certain shows, just tease them in certain movies. If they want to do that, like they Thanos, but the thing about it, Thanos was a big bad, and this a team, and that's kind of thing I'm trying to figure out. How are you supposed to introduce a whole team, but they got the multiverse, but the thing about that, it's like Disney is not doing nothing with the multiverse, introducing the X-Men, which I don't like, in my opinion. And that's just me, in my opinion, about that. But the thing about me, in my opinion, about that is like, if you're gonna introduce our character, I think like introduce our kind of team like that, at least try. I think, in my opinion, try, because that's why if you look at it, some like for me, in my opinion, because if you agree or not agree, but everybody different on that. Some like for me, in my opinion, about that, but um, some like for me, in my opinion, which I think about now for the X Men character, right? They could bring in Magneto if they want to. They could bring in Juggernaut in like the first, second movie as a villain or something like that. If they want to do that, Kind of other thing I would like is like introducing new characters. Like, how can I say? Um, if they could bring in like new Marvel shows, I think, something like in my opinion. So like for me, in my opinion, something like for me, in my opinion, what y'all learn and stuff like that, it sounds like everybody different in that way. It's, sound like for me now, what I learned about the MCU is like I know the MCU will not follow the comics. They would take certain stuff from the comics and try to make it close as possible to the comics. I think, in my opinion, and that just me, in my opinion, that is how I see it. But everybody different on that. But that just me. It, that just me, in my opinion, what I seen by that. Which I learned my opinion. If you agree, agree. But then my opinion is like this character right here. Do not hardly get that did not get no respect in his last 2 3 movies. I think. Like in the new ones, I think, in my opinion, like they show the young him, but they don't show him like involving into the character he is inside the anime. If y'all know what I'm talking about doing that. If y'all know how that's what I'm talking about dealing with that. That's just me and my opinion about it. But everybody different on that. And and something like for me, right, what I learned deal with movies, shows, everything else like that. It's like everybody got a different opinion about what they want and what they like. Which I think, in my opinion, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good or a bad thing. But the thing is, things in my opinion, what I learned, that which I learned from like people that fans of the X Men is like they want Scott Cost to get respect. But the thing is, in my opinion, is like everybody who I think directed it put Wolverine as the that sound like it of my opinion, right? Which I learned everything like that deal with X Men's, dealing with different fan bases. What I see online, some people like, the role that Sky cosplayed in the Brian Singer thing, the Brian Singer movies, everything like that. Some people like it, some people don't. But the thing about it, in my opinion, the other opinions do like, which I do like, there were movies, shows, everything else, and which I learned deal with all the shows and stuff like that, which I saw for Skyclops, like an animated version. The animated version of Skyclops is much better, which I which I was surprised that the live action one didn't get right, because I thought the easiest one to get right would have been Beast, Beast, and Skyclops. That's what I thought the easiest one would have been to do. But shucks, I learned that he's not the easiest one to do, in my opinion. And kind of like in my opinion, everything like that is like I learned that most of the stuff which I learned everything like that that every which I learned in my opinion dealing with that which I learned dealing with the comic book community. It's like you won't be right all the time, which I learned everybody's gonna be wrong sometimes. Some people gonna be wrong, some people gonna be right. But the thing about my opinion is like I think everybody might be wrong on this one. Up in my opinion, dealing with movies, shows, everything like that, and kind of like I think that Disney, which I learned that most people, which I learned most people will not be getting that thing, will not be getting, and that's kind of like in my opinion, which I do learn and stuff like that. And kind of like for me, right, which I do see everything like that, just from the Marvel universe. The future could be bright, in my opinion. Could be bright. The long as the Marvel universe go by the characters stuff, I think, in my opinion. Because the thing about my opinion, long as the Marvel universe stuff is cool, and the Marvel would try to make movies based on the characters that you see in the comic books, and that just me. Long they do that, that I'm cool with the way that Marvel do stuff, and that's kind of like my opinion, everything like that, and that's kind of like my opinion of it. But the thing about for me, and that and and kind of which I learned from the Marvel universe, Marvel, Disney, what they do. Disney built up like the tease for the next character. I think when in that movie they put reference in it like that. But the thing about for me is they can do that in DC. I think for me in the next movie, then that will be good. I think in my opinion that would be a good thing. I think in my opinion they can actually do it, and that's just my opinion of it. And kind of like for me, right, which I learned about different universes in Marvel and play, you kind of learn that the Thanos stuff was predestined, which I think is kind of dumb to say. It's kind of dumb to say, in my opinion, and that's kind of one thing I didn't like for the Loki show, because the Loki show says it's already predestined, which don't make no sense because that's what you tell me that all that fighting and stuff that they were doing was finna be a waste of time anyway, which I don't like in my opinion. But the thing about it, okay, I accept that in the Loki show. But the thing about it, the One Division show, that show didn't explain nothing at all. That show didn't explain nothing at all for me, in my opinion. That just me, and that just me in my opinion about that. And that just me in my opinion what I learned from that. But the thing about it, in which I learned dealing with DC, Marvel, everything else like that, it's like I learned that each company is good in doing what they done. And that just me in my opinion about that. I actually like that when they change their mindset, and And kind of like for me, right, when you change your game plan and everything like that for Disney, and that will be for the better. But the thing about my opinion is like I don't trust that Disney is actually ready to go there because that's what we know that Disney don't like doing certain materials. I think because that's what if they're ready to do it, that they would have bring in Dormammu, I think, full fledged inside the movie, but they didn't. But um, but everybody different though. Everybody different though. Everybody different because like everybody just might be thinking that and that just me in my opinion. But the thing about for me, right? The other X Men I would like to see is Angel. That because the thing about the Angel that was in the first, that was in the X Men movie Last Stand. I had like it, but I have a feeling that was the wrong version of Angel that everybody wanted to see. The because the real Angel we saw was in X Men Apocalypse, that bad movie, which I didn't like because that movie was bad in my opinion. But the thing about it, everybody different. Some people like it, some people don't. But that's what everybody got different tastes in movies. What everybody got different tastes in movies, and that just me in my opinion about that. But the thing about for me, which I learned like dealing with the deal with the movies that I like everything like that which I did see. Um shoot I did saw different which I did like up in my opinion. The kind of things I like was the first part of X Men Apocalypse, which was disappointment. Because that's what when you look at the cast and stuff that was in that movie, that you expected the movie to be better. I think in my opinion, um, but the X Men Apocalypse would have been a good movie if they would have, think in my opinion, cast somebody else as Apocalypse. Could think about it. Oscar Isaac, I like him, but that's what based on the comic book character, everything like that. Oscar Isaac the didn't fit the bill. Everybody different on that, but I think that he could have been better. I think, in my opinion, if they would have cast somebody else, they would have had a different writer. They needed a different type of writer. I think, in my opinion, for these movies. Because like for me, right, having him coming back as all these power stuff like that, I actually like that, and that's kind of like for me, what I did learn. And kind of like for me, right, kind kind of like for me in most movies, shows, everything like that, which I do see, everything like that in between. That which I do learn in between everything like that is like which I do learn there were movies that different movies, different actors might have contracts, and plus for me, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with actors who want to get more time. But that's what this me. Make sure the script is good for the actors who want more time on this stuff. Make sure the dialogue just makes some kind of sense. Just make sure the stuff make sense, and that just me, and that just all I am asking for. Make sure the dialogue, everything makes sense, which I think, in my opinion, should. And kind of like for me, like y'all might like it, might not like it. And kind of the other stuff I want to see from Sky Clops in the movie is like I want to see his strategic. I want to see the way he is strategic in battle and stuff like that. Because like in the comic books, they always say that he was a strategic character and a good leader, and that just me in my opinion. If I would see that, I would like to see that from just from my expectations. I think in my opinion, it would have been good thing to see in my opinion. But everybody different, and that just me in my opinion. Everybody like it. Some people don't. But the thing about my opinion, right? About the X-Men movies, the first movie I think in my opinion need to be good. The first movie got to be good off rip, because think about, for me, if that first movie ain't good off rip, then such, the fans ain't come back for the second one. The first one got to be good. Y'all might not agree with me, but that's what we all know. The first movies for some people, but just for some new fans, it's like, in my opinion, pivotal. Make the first movie good, because think about it. When you make the first movie good, then you is able, I think in my opinion, which I think in my opinion, right? If they make the first one good, then you are able, I think in my opinion, to get the other ones, to just get more fans to look at the second one. Because that's what, if fans like the first movie, then fans will like the second one. And we all know this. We all know this. And we all know this deal with comic book fans, regular people, general public, who want to look at new movies every time like that. Because the first movie got to be good. In my opinion, that's just me. Y'all might not agree with that. Which I think, in my opinion, should be good. Yeah, which I think, in my opinion, should be good. And that just, and that's kind of like for me, in my opinion, and that's kind of like for me, in my opinion, which I do like. Kind of like for the stuff that I would like to see from next movie that I want to talk about, I want to see good things from, is Matrix. Because think about, for me, right? If they can make a real good, the Matrix movies got to be good. The second Matrix movie is trilogy, because then Matrix 4 wasn't a bad movie. And that is my opinion about it. But the thing about, for me, is like, some people take it as gospel, as Matrix being a bad movie. But the thing about me, the Matrix movie was not a bad movie. If y'all got a different opinion, then y'all can put y'all comments in the chat if you got a different opinion and stuff like that. From my opinion, because my first question for y'all is like, would y'all want to see a second? Would y'all like to see a second? This second movie of the trilogy of the new Matrix movies? Because like, my answer is, yeah, I would like to see it. Because like, for me, right, in my opinion, because, like for me, in my opinion, I would like to see, in my opinion, a second Matrix movies. I think, in my opinion, could be good, and that's just me, in my opinion, about that. And kind of like for other stuff, I would like to see from the like for the Marvel universe, I would like to see. It's like I would like to see, in my opinion, sound like other people just might think that I'm being petty for the Matrix movie. It's like I would like to see less Trinity and more about Neo fighting the architect, because they might, if you see the new Matrix movie, then you will know that they were fighting the architect. Morpheus Morpheus is the man who played Black Manta. I actually had liked the Morpheus in the movie. He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, in my opinion. He was he wasn't bad, in my opinion, but everybody different on that. And kind of like for me, in my opinion, what I would like is like kind of like the other stuff that I would like to see. In my opinion, now, the other stuff I like to see for the Matrix movie is like they need to show the reason why everybody wants Neo. I think I wanted to see Neo overcome challenges in the second movie, in my opinion, and not Trinity. Because think about it, Trinity, we already know ever since the first Matrix movie is that Trinity could fight. She was a skilled fighter. She was a skilled fighter. She could fly. She could fly helicopters. She could shoot guns. She and she could fight, in my opinion. And that just me And that just me, in my opinion, and what I think. That some people might like, and that just kind of like the other things that I would like, don't like, and kind of like for me, in my opinion, like for my opinion, I would like is kind of like the next thing that I would like to see, in my opinion. Now, it's just me. I would like to see in the next Matrix movie is that I would like to see Morpheus come back alive though in the second movie, and that just me, in my opinion, about it. I would like to see, and kind of like the other thing I would like to see from the people that do like the Matrix universe is like uh, um I would like a D&D game of it, or the Matrix, or a game of it. I think, in my opinion, um I would like to see just how the game turn out. I think, in my opinion, of it, and that just me, in my opinion, and that just me, in my opinion, of it, which I like, don't like everything else like that, in my opinion. But that just me, and kind of like the in this Morpheus right here, it's not bad. I think, in my opinion, he's not a bad Morpheus. He's not a bad Morpheus, in my opinion, because that's what I've seen his fight scene. His fight scene is good. His acting good. The way his story wasn't bad, and everybody different on that. Everybody's different on that, in my opinion. But the thing about my opinion, I would like is how can I say this? I would like to see, in my opinion, I would like to see, in my opinion, like different. I would like to see, in my opinion, dealing with different stuff. in my opinion. And that's just me. Like everybody different. Everybody different. Some people want that. Some people want this. But the thing about other opinions, what I think of the Matrix and Morpheus is like I would like to see more of Morpheus in the next movie, and not Trinity, because Trinity, I would automatically see her anyway, based on her being Neo's partner anyway. But the thing about it, Jessica hit with who was who was our Iron Fist, one of the best part of Iron Fist. I like her. She was good. I'm going to see more of her in the next movie. Her and Neo need more of a bigger part, I think. Those two working together, the fight scene, everything like that, that'd be good for me to see in the next movie. And kind of like for the thing of the hour, the show of the hour that I would like to, and this and that will be the last thing that I want to see. Morpheus, Jessica here with the new lady. Um, Bianca Childress, I like her. She was a little girl, was in the Matrix. That was a good tie-in. I like that. And plus, I like the architect that was in the movie. And plus, I like the Mr. Smith. The Mr. Smith was in the movie too. Good thing about it. Um, the next one I had twists and turns. Mr. Smith probably got to work with Neo them like that to start the architect. I'm not sure about that, but it seems like it's going that way. But just me in my opinion. That just me in my opinion. That is what I think that might happen. But the thing for me, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I might be right. But that's my prediction. It's like Mr. Smith and Neo probably got to work together to beat the architect, I think, or just try to outsmart him. But not sure about that. But that's just me. And kind of like the next thing that and that's kind of last thing I want to talk about doing that. And plus the Matrix movie, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really a 3.8. It's almost 4 stars, but by your 3.8, because think about it, some things had you confused on the movie, but think about it, I know the movie been about Neo, being about how can I say this? I know the movie been about Neo just I find his memories, the bigger machines had did not, in my opinion, kept their word and just say get peace. Somebody else, they probably kept their word, but there's a new power coming out. They say it was a new power out. And put the architect just might be that power. I'm not sure about that, but everybody's different and different on that. And kind of like the in my opinion, good movie, good average movie. Could have been better, but the movie was good. And kind of like the next thing, and kind of like this thing I want to talk about is this show right here, the Bobba Fett show. Because you look at the last two episodes, episode 5 and 6, episode 5 and 6 is set in the Bobba Fett show, but it don't feel like the Boba Fett show. But the Boba Fett, but the show's still good overall though. I still I still like the show because episode 5 had the Mandalorian coming back. Episode 6 had Cad Bane, Cad Bane, and for the also had Ahsoka in episode 6. Oh boy, now that gotta be some next level. How can I say this? Next level. Dang, how could I say this without being me? There'd be some next level action scenes for the last episode. Because the thing about it, when you look at it, it seemed like they switched from sort of a Boba Fett show to the Mandalorian and everybody else being in it, and plus they kind of overshadow him. But the thing about this character himself, in the first 4 episodes, I actually was following the story, and the story was actually kind of good in a way, because the first 2 episodes had about the flashbacks. And because the first 2 episodes, I kind of understand they really had the flashbacks, but they needed like more action scenes with them. I think, in my opinion, they needed more action scenes with Boba Fett. Him use his head, him using his experience, they get in our situation. I think, in my opinion, would have been smart, but they don't do that in this show, which I don't get why. Because think about it, when you look at half of the stuff, which I do think, in my opinion, could be good, not good, everything like that. But the thing about my other opinion, which I do think, in my opinion, could be good or bad. But the thing about, for me, uh, which I do think, in my opinion, is bad. I think, in my opinion, could be bad, good, and everything in between. Is like, I think, right, in my opinion, right, if they would have had like more shows, more episodes for Boba Fett, they could have had like they could have speed up certain stuff just by cutting certain scenes, I think, on it. It could have been showing like certain scenes that Boba Fett, I think, would have been better. But the thing about it, that like in episode 6, this episode right here, this episode 5 and 6 was iconic, man. There was some good shows, good episodes. Episode 6, these are the characters I was excited to see. They had a sheriff, Timothy or something. I think he plays the marshal, Mandalorian. Um, shucks. They had Luke Skywalker in it too. Oh boy, I had liked them shows. Them shows was good. This was better than episode 5, but episode 5 was fine too. Cause thing about, I get episode 5 4 stars out of 5, and this episode's on 4.1 or 4.2 out of 5. I think, for this episode, because this episode actually show what do Jedi go through, what kind of training they do, without being forced in the movie. I think, in my opinion, it just show training just to be training, but it doesn't show training just to be forced and just don't make no sense. I think, in my opinion, it's just me. Because think about it, when you look at the scenes, everything like that, Ray that had no master, nothing like that, and Luke Skywalker didn't want to train her. But think about it, you look at the comic books, Luke Skywalker wouldn't do that. But that's just me. But the thing about it is like they need to erase episode 8 and 9 for canon. They need to do it. They need to erase episode 8, 9, or probably 7. If you got erase 7, I'm cool with that too. I am cool with that too. Because episode 7 is the best one. But the thing about it, if you got to erase it to make a new canon, I'm good. I am good with that. I'm good with that, in my opinion. If you got to do all that, I'm cool. I'm good. Because think about it, when you look at episode 5, the Mandalorian actually used his in my opinion, how can I say this? He actually used this stuff, I think, in my opinion. He actually used it. And that just me, in my opinion. He actually used his in my opinion, he used his skills to get out of situations. Because they might, we look at episode 5, he first came in. The Mandalorian will try to go through it peacefully, but that's what, when that didn't work, and they had attacked him first, he killed him, and he actually did what he did. And just like I was saying, Bubba Fett should have been taking names and start taking over stuff, I think, in the first episode. And that just me. That just me. And that just me in my opinion. That just me in my opinion. And that is what I think. Everybody different on that. Everybody different on that. Some people think that the show was this episode wasn't good because Bubba Fett wasn't in it as much. But think about me, I do think that episode was good. Because the thing about it that the music that was in this episode while Luke and Grogu was training, this had to have been some of the best. Oh, this jump was the best, bro. Because that's up in it. It didn't seem forced or nothing. It seemed like everything in my opinion flows together. Because the thing about it go with the prequels and the original trilogy. The first 6 movies, I'm good, keep that. But episode 8 and 9 got to go. Is the thing about for me is like they don't need Kylo Ren to destroy the school. They just need Kylo Ren to run away from the school for him to choose his own. He didn't want to be there. And not him destroying the school because that we all know that Kylo Ren cannot beat Luke Skywalker. We all know this. And that just me in my opinion about it. That that's how I feel about it. A race 7, 8, and 9 if you have to. Race up for canon. Just make new ones. I'm good. And just make shows for the future. Future shows. That's it. Future shows. I'm cool. I'm cool for future Jedi, future Sith, future Gray Jedi's, and future stuff. I think, in my opinion, that could be like that could be canon, not canon. Go for the EU. I think you go by the comic books, everything like that. The comic books is different. The comic books is different, which I see. Like I'm doing with Star Wars. If y'all should stuff and Disney erased out most of the comic books. EU stuff, they just taking out stuff to try to put in the show. But the thing about it, people know my opinion what it is, though, in my opinion. But the thing about my opinion, what I think of this show so far, the Bubba Fett show, which don't feel like the Bubba Fett show the last 2 episodes. It feel like somebody else's show, but it's actually good. I actually like it. I actually like the show. It's entertaining. And Grogu is still greedy, just like usual. And he's still greedy. He still like to eat. And he's still Grogu. The thing, in my opinion, is like, in my opinion, I think Grogu is not a baby, but that's what I say that one time in the chat room. Everybody coming at me telling me something. He's still a baby, but that's what this means. Grogu is over 50 years old. You is not a baby, in my opinion. If you're over 50 years old, and plus, I don't care you're a god, I don't care you're a lion, tiger. When you're over 50 years old, you are not a baby. And that's just me, in my opinion, about that. And that's just how I feel about that. And that's just me. And towards the end of the episodes right here, they had Finn and Boba Fett in the last part of the episodes, in the back end. In the second part of the episode, it's like they had they were trying to gather up an army, everything like that. They try to gather up an army. They try to fight the Pikes because that we all know that if the Pikes start taking over everything like that, that should that gonna be a problem. Is that is gonna be a problem for a whole lot of people, but everybody different on that. But that's just me. And that's just me, in my opinion. And that's just me, in my opinion. And that's me, in my opinion. And that's just how I feel like. And kind of the other stuff I want to see about Boba Fett, I think in the last episode is like, I wanted to see Boba Fett take control over the underworld, I think, in my opinion, and for him to be able to fight smartly by himself while help, I think, in certain situations. We can look at it. Boba Fett was a bounty hunter for a long time. I could be wrong, could be right. But think about it. Y'all can tell me in the comments after this live stream blew up. But the last time I checked, Boba Fett was the most fair bounty hunter. They're not showing why he the most fair bounty hunter. They're making him something. They're making him look like he just a paperweight leader. He just stands there. He just stands there to do seem like. But I just ain't like that in my opinion. But everybody different. Everybody different on that though. Some people like it, some people don't. But me, I don't like it. But think about it. I wanted to see Boba Fett do more, and he need a second season. I hate to say it. This show need a second season, and Boba Fett need a second season because this first season ain't doing it. Different from most people, I think, in my opinion. But everybody different on that. Everybody is different. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be everything in between, and that's just me. And that's just me in between, which I think, in my opinion, could be good or bad, everything like that. And kind of like for me, right? The last thing that I would like to say about this episode is like these Star Wars episodes are actually good. This Star Wars episode is not bad. It's better than the movies, which is kind of sad to say because you expect the movies to spin off into shows, everything like that, and certain characters for the movies, the shows. But the thing about it, the movie's so bad you can't even spin off movies characters, and that is me, in my opinion, about that. Um, and the kind of thing I want to see in the future as well is Sith that's not actually evil, and Jedi that might be kind of like in between. Because thing about it, which I do know, is some still sound like the Jedi Vision. He wasn't actually evil, but the thing about it, he was like, in my opinion, like a loner. If y'all know what I mean, sound like the samurai loner. And kind of like for everybody up in here who wanna see a Sith Jedi mix, or just a Sith that's good, but he just learned Sith ways, or a Jedi that's good who just evil underneath, everything like that. But in my opinion, if those two can meet, that just mean in between, and that could be good in my opinion. Uh, if you got any questions about the episodes, then y'all can put it down after the live stream over, or right now if y'all wanna ask me some questions. Um okay, since nobody got no questions, YouTube, Twitch, I'll see y'all later and see y'all next time.